Well, here you see before me, I have a case, and this is made out of wood. This is made by CyberWood, and in another video, I don't know if it's going to be posted before this one or after this one, I did assemble this. This requires full assembly, and all the pieces, interlink, and they have screws with this blocked threaded area that you these little blocks, steel blocks that you put in there, and you thread those in. And it kind of just holds it all together. So I do not have the I do not have the front or rear panels on for the purpose I have to assemble this. Now, if you did not watch the other video, again, whether I posted it before or after, I don't know. This case is going to replace a case that I put downstairs in my garage. The other case was just slightly, a couple inches too long to sit on my shelf, and it was very sketchy where it would almost fall off. So I thought, why not pick up this case? It's kind of unique. You get to assemble it. I'm going to say right off the bat, I wouldn't recommend it. It's very cheap. You'd think, the tops and the sides and the bottom are all right, but where the motherboard mounts, you can see this flex. That's pretty cheap to me. And there's some other things that I dislike about it, but there is no cable management as far as like anything to zip tie. So you either have to zip tie to yourself. It did come with this like sticky tape, and I'm kind of wondering if it's something you use to like tape down wires or something. I don't even know why it came with that. So it was pretty basic instructions. Also, just quickly, it came with 3 of these mesh things that all the videos I've seen of people do, they don't even have this on, so I'm not even going to put them on. I don't even know how they attach. There's no attachment. There's no slider in or out. There's no little like swivel clips that or secure clips where it would hold it down. Nothing. So we're going to leave them out. And that's it. So to start, we're not even going to start with the motherboard. This is a 9th generation motherboard. It's just got a 9400 in it for the CPU. And this is a Gigabyte H370M DS3H motherboard. So this is pretty basic. I just need something to open up a couple basic things down in my garage. Nothing serious. So we're going to put that aside. And the plate, we have to install the fan. I took the fan out of the other one. But our first install, I think, is going to be a power supply. This came out of it. This is just a Thermotake Smart 500 watt power supply. Nothing fancy. Just something to get me by. The case here came with these standoffs because this is going to mount in a unique way. So you have these standoffs that have to get threaded into here. Each one of them. And this power supply is actually going to hang from this case. And I just kind of wanted to bring you through this process and see how you kind of enjoy this build with me. And I kind of forgot that I'm going to break here, and that's going to be the intro. So don't go anywhere. All right, guys. Yeah, that intro was way late. So we got our standoffs in here. I don't know why I forgot, but I'm not going to take this all back apart and do it all over again. So we're going to tighten these down so they're fairly snug. Snug as a bug. And there we go. All right, those are tight. Then we take our 4 screws that are going to go on top of these. Let me move these. These are just for the fan screws. And right back here, it's going to hang right in here with the fan facing this out here. So this would be ideal for a FSX power supply or even a modular power supply where you're not dealing with all of these cables, because this is an open case. So as we got this, we're going to actually get rid of these cables that are in here for right now. And I don't know if I have enough room to plug this in, so I think I'm going to try plugging this in first, if I can. Just like this. You can see that's going to get plugged into the power supply. Now you're going to have to like turn the switch on because you're not going to be able to get the switch. So they should have had a hole here so you can turn power supply on or off. So that's not smart by them. Yeah, it kind of sucks. But yeah, it'd be really difficult to get to that. So we're going to take our screwdriver here. I need to get a little bit better oriented here. Let me get you the best view of the house. And let's start with this back one, I guess. So just get that started. Yeah, I guess we shouldn't have these in here right now because they're going to get in the way. Get that back. I don't know how perfect this is going to line up. It doesn't look too good. There we go. There's 2. Yeah, they line up actually pretty good, surprisingly. Get these. Last one, and then we can... There we go. Now we can snug these up. And there's our power supply. And now I would say let's put in the motherboard screws. We got our rear I/O shield, which this should be a little simpler to do. We're going to go ahead and put this thing in. Doesn't fit quite as tight as the steel cases, but that's in. That's in all the way. So we get this to go into here. All of my standoffs were installed by me. You have to install everything. So all of our standoffs are in here already. And try to get this. Oh, looks like those all line up pretty good so far. I'm actually going to lay this down. This one's a little more difficult. So it does appear that you gotta kind of force it over just a little bit to get it to line up with the standoffs. All right, there it is so far. Got the power supply in, motherboard in. I think we can put the rear case fan in now. And just got a little bit of dust on it, but not bad. We want the side with the bearing or the logo, well, they both got the logo. But anyway, The side with the brackets you want facing towards the back, so that way it is pushing the air out. So, and then we got to orient this so we can plug it into the motherboard the same way we did on the other case. And I'm going to put these screws in. These are a little bit longer. So the other case had some silver screws, but every other screw on here that's on the outside is black. So I have a lot of spare fan screws. So we're just going to utilize those. And I'm not going to tighten them out all the way yet until I get them all started. And rear fan is installed. We're going to go ahead and hook this up right now. There we go. Fan is hooked up. It was already zip tied. And now I'm going to basically, we just got cable management to do because the M.2 is already installed. The CPU is already installed with the heat sink, thermal compound, and the RAM sticks are already in. So basically, we just have to route the cabling and put the panels on, and we're good to go. All right, so we got that all done. Now, basically, I just have to clean up these cables, zip tie them together, take care of the back here, again, which you can see just needs a little bit of cleanup work back here, and just tidy up the cables the best I can. I'm not going to use that tape. I think that's stupid. That's probably what it's for. You know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, I wonder if this tape is meant to hold these in place. I still don't get it. I don't know. I saw the instructions here, and I didn't see anything that represented tape. I didn't see anywhere that they used tape. So it's kind of funny. All right, so I've got this done now. These are just kind of bundled up, and not much you can do about those unless you feed them all out the back, and then tidy them up back here if you really wanted to. But I don't really care. I'm not even going to be able to see in the case. So this is about the best you're going to get, something like that, depending on how many things you got going on in this case. Because you can certainly put a graphics card in it. You could put 4 or 5 more fans. You could put probably a small liquid cooler in here if you really wanted to. But yeah, that's all done. Now, I will say in the build video that I did for this, these screws, these blocks with the screws on either side, they're meant to hold the back cover and the front cover. Well, you shouldn't tighten these down all the way, just for the fact when the front cover goes on, you can have just a little bit of play. So I did tighten these. There's a possibility that I may have to loosen them back up to put them on. But we're gonna go ahead and put the rear cover on right now. And get that all taken care of. Now on these, they do say like side, the top, and bottom. So the front and the rear. So you can kind of get an idea of the orientation that this is supposed to go. And we do need, okay, I do have the screws here. So we're just gonna do a dry, well, kind of a dry fit, and it's going to be assembly. So right there I'm hitting some of the wires in there, right? So I may just have to get it to, now you got to be careful with this because this wood will crack on you. So yeah, I'm just trying to get this to fit. So what I'm going to do here is actually loosen the top screws for right now. I don't know if I have to loosen that one just yet, but just enough to allow this to maybe go underneath. Yeah, see, it's not letting me go. So what we're going to do is pull this whole thing out. Let's start from the top and see if that helps us any. Oh, see, that says the bottom. But why does that say the front? Oh, you want to know why? This is supposed to be the inside. So, okay, now let's try this way. I'd rather do the bottom first. I know you guys can't really see this, but yeah, that didn't really help any. It's just, it's off by probably a 1/16. Maybe if I reach my hand in here. Oh, there we go. There we go. It fits pretty snug. It is pushing out on it a little bit, so we do have to get some screws in there. Start back here, see if they will thread in. Yes. Nice. Let's get this. Yeah, that threads in pretty nice. Okay. Man, we're making out here pretty good. All right. That one almost snugged up on me. All right, now we can snug these up. Oh, I did forget the one up here, though. There we go. Now, I probably should have turned this on, because then you have to take this all back apart if you find out you don't have something connected. Oh, I do have these other two spots I have to put screws. Not used to this. You know, you do have to manipulate the case a little bit to get it to do what you want. You have to shift it, shimmy it, assist it. Okay, so all those screws are tight. That's what that looks like. Now for the front. The front's kind of interesting, where you get this panel that goes on first. Let's see here. These are going to pose a problem a little bit here. Oh, we got this. I think I got to loosen up these screws. Okay. Top is in. There we go. There we go. So this goes on with it. Well, I tell you, they made that real difficult. We could have put a little tab on there for you. Well, that was one side. All right, tune in next week for the build because I can't get this apart. All right, this is clear. I thought it was all frosted. It's interesting. Okay, so it's clear. So I am going to be able to see everything. Didn't think I would. All right. Doesn't appear that there's a top or bottom. There we go. It actually fits in there quite nicely, actually. All right. All right, so see, that one's not going in, so we're going to let that one go for right this second. Let me see if I can get another corner in. All right, that one's not going in either. Oh boy. Try this upper one. All right, so that one goes in. Just keep that loose. Some of these steel cubes in here that are threaded from all 4 sides had an issue on one of them I had to turn, and I'm wondering if this one's going to have the same problem. That means I have to take this plexi back off and take this corner out and flip it. All right, so I just found out that this is not threaded right here. So that's, I don't know why they threaded or not threaded some of them. That's why I just don't recommend this case. It was kind of fun to build, but actually I didn't even have to do that. I just could have switched it around like that. Oh, no, I can't do that. Can't do that. Huh. Okay, so I do have to maybe put it like this. No. All right, what side's going to have all 3? Well, this is interesting. I got a block that's you can't put in here, and I don't have a spare. This won't work. I won't be able to tighten this corner down unless I just eliminate. You know what? I might be able to do that because these center ones only have 2 spots where it's got to screw in, whereas over here I need 3. So I can get 3 on this one. All right, so yeah, that block right there that I just took off, this will work. It's got 3 sides that are, I guess maybe they only did do some that were like that. So we're going to leave this a little loose. And we're going to put in another screw right here. Leave it a little loose. Now we're going to put this all back together. Why am I having so many problems? Don't recommend this thing at all. At all. Now we got to take it back off for a second time. Does this not fit? Nope. There we go. All right, there we go. It's that's the lightest computer I have ever built. Right there. That's pretty cool. So let's, I want to make sure this thing powers up. All right, we got our HDMI here. We got our power, and our power switch should be on, by the way. I hope. Otherwise, you gotta take. It's so dumb. Why wouldn't you put a hole here? So it's the dumbest thing. So did that start spinning? No. Okay. So did I wire this up correctly? Turned on. All right, I wired it up correctly. So we have our power LED that's lit up. We have our reset button that's flashing, but that's connected to our HDD. So everything's working properly right now. So back here, they have a part right here that is empty. And basically, you would knock these out depending on how big your graphics card is. And you would take one of these and you would put it here. And depending on how long your graphics card is would determine which one of these or how many of these you would knock off. So if your graphics cards, you had to knock off 2 of them, you would have to clip off this one and this one, so this last one would support the graphics card up. So my thoughts right now are basically to either, I have 3 of them, right? They give you a plastic one, which is, I don't know, kind of weird. And then they give you 2 wooden ones, probably if you screw up. I think I'm just going to put it in there and put just so there's no hole there, and put it right here. So, but I'll tell you what, this PC, luckily I don't have any mice running around because this PC is a great hole for mice to get in and start doing what they want in there. So, yeah, I'm just going to put this on off camera. I really don't care about that piece. So, what do you guys think? You know, as far as sturdiness, it's, you know, when it's all assembled, it's pretty good. I'm going to go through and make sure I tightened all the screws in a little bit, just to confirm that. But anyway, down in the comments, leave some comments. Let me know what you think about this. Do you have one of these? Yeah, see, this screw is loose. Do you have one of these? If you do, what's your experience with it? Or what do you think just by watching me do it? I'm just kind of curious what you guys think. Other than that, feel free to leave any other comments about this or anything else, and I'll be sure and get back to you on those. But that's going to do it for me. Hit that thumbs up button and consider subscribing if you have not subscribed yet. Hit that little bell icon next to the subscription button to get notified for any future videos that I do post. And share this with your family and friends. And until next time, guys, take care.